Hello, everybody, and welcome. It's Patrick Prohaska from Lightbridge Academy, and this is Lightbridge Happy Hour, and I'm really happy to have all of you with me here. So today is Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to all of you. Um, I have been wanting to do a call or an event on everyday heroism for several weeks now. And I figured Mother's Day, what better time is there to talk about everyday heroism than Mother's Day? So that's what we're going to work on today. If you would like to participate, if you have a question, you can raise your hand. There are raise your hand buttons that are available in Zoom. If you're dialing in by telephone, it's always better to use the Zoom app rather than to dial in. But if you are dialing in, you can raise your hand by hitting *9. It used to be *2 when I was on a different system. Now it's *9. So everyone, thank you. Welcome. Happy to have you here. Let's just dive right in and get started. So everyone, please make sure that you're in a very, very safe and comfortable place with no distractions. Please don't do anything potentially dangerous like driving or chopping vegetables. Bring yourself into a state of peace and calm and let go of all of the chores and different things that you need to do today. Just kind of push them aside for now and create a beautiful space to inhabit for the next hour or so, and allow me to connect energetically with you and to connect with your higher self. Beautiful. And also, let's expand this connection so that we're connected with everybody else who's in this group listening live. We're connected energetically with everyone who will listen to the replay of this in the future. And in fact, you are connected with every single person on the planet and beyond. Okay, beautiful. Let's lock in that connection by taking a very deep breath. Hold that for a moment. And release when you're ready. Okay, wow. So thank you, everyone. Welcome. So today I want to talk a little bit about everyday heroism and what it is to live a heroic lifestyle as opposed to living a lifestyle on default or living passively or living just constantly being whipped by the winds. And I think that this is a really important time to be doing this. But first of all, let's just kind of in our hearts, let's in our awareness, let's come into a deeper level of gratitude for all of the wonderful things that our mothers have done for us. And if you don't have a particularly healthy relationship or positive relationship with your mother, let's just set that aside right now and broadcast some radiant gratitude energy to our mothers, to anyone who played a mother-like role for you, such as an older sister or an aunt or a family friend. And also let's send some gratitude energy to Mother Earth herself. Okay, beautiful. Okay, so I will be taking live callers today, but today I have an extra um, plan for you. So if you call in live or you raise your hand and you're participating live, before you ask your question, I would like you to answer a question that I have for you. And the question I have for you is, what are you doing in your everyday life to help other people through the current crisis that we're experiencing? And what are you doing that doesn't involve sacrificing yourself in the process? So essentially, what are you doing to help others without sacrificing yourself in the process? And that concept is where I want to start. In our society, we often have this exaltation of people who have martyrdom, of people who go above and beyond the call of duty. And that's all perfectly well and good. It is right to honor and respect and celebrate heroes who sacrifice their happiness or their convenience in the process of doing good for other people. But sometimes we get the impression that it's only heroic if you sacrifice yourself, that the sacrificing yourself and the potential martyrdom is what defines an action as heroic rather than the good it does for other people. And I want to flip that definition around for you and come into a deeper recognition that whenever you are acting in the best interest of everyone around you, including yourself, you are acting with heroism. So the heroism isn't in the losing a limb on a battlefield or in getting shot as you protect somebody who is in an active shooter situation or anything like that. That those actions are incredibly heroic, but you don't need to have that level of putting yourself in danger for an action to be heroic. Everyday heroism is all of the little things that you do to make the world a better place. And I want to celebrate those actions today without it feeling like I'm ignoring or overlooking the more dramatic forms of heroism. You know, we can all agree that something dramatic is heroic. So I just want to kind of spread that feeling of gratitude around. I want you to take a moment to think about you in your everyday life and kind of celebrate for yourself the things that you're doing on a daily basis that help other people. And we'll share some of those later on today. Now, the reason I want to bring this up now is because, as you know, I'm making some major changes in Lightbridge and Lightbridge Academy. And to me, acts of heroism are actions, they require action. And I just want to drive in for everyone the point that nothing changes in our world unless you take action to make it change. Nothing will ever change in your life unless you take action to make a change. So everything that's happening to you is the consequence, it's the outgrowth of the energies and the actions you've taken in the past. So everything that's happening right now is the perfect reflection of the energy that created it. And if you don't like it, if it's unpleasant for you, then it's entirely your responsibility to create new energy so that you can create a new experience for yourself. And the reason I'm bringing this up is because in the last 2 or 3 months, there's been a dramatic increase in the number of people coming to me looking for a magic wand solution. And as those of you who have been working with me for a long time, I say that there really is no magic wand, that you are the magic wand. So I can't wave a magic wand and instantaneously fix your life without you doing anything whatsoever to support it. So I can't think your thoughts for you. You create your reality. You create your experience in the world through your thoughts and beliefs. I can help you come into a deeper awareness of what your thoughts and beliefs are, and I can help you change them. But in the end, it is entirely your responsibility and nobody else's to think positive thoughts, to have positive energy, to use your discernment to recognize um, when you're doing more harm than good by hitting share on Facebook, for example. So many of us just we see something salacious and we just hit share immediately without ever checking to see whether it's valid or not. So anything like that, we just want to bring in a deeper awareness of your own agency and your own power, your own responsibility, and that if you want to live a heroic lifestyle, if you want to be seen as a hero by others, that heroism doesn't come through victimhood. It comes through you taking action to make the world a better place. So, everybody, we're going to do a light bridge attunement right now. I want to connect with your higher self and bring in a deeper awareness. We want to invoke within your subconscious mind a deep understanding of what heroism is as it's understood by your higher self. And we want to allow it to become a natural, integrated part of your personality so you can experience your own heroism in the same way that your higher self enjoys and experiences it. So say yes for that. So essentially, we're drawing forth this template of heroic action. And heroic action, remember, doesn't require self sacrifice. It doesn't require you to put everybody else first and you last. It's possible for you to be heroic on behalf of everyone, yourself included. Okay, so we're allowing to emerge this image, this energy of heroism without martyrdom to emerge within you. Okay, and now we want to bring in a deeper sense of awareness and gratitude for all of the things you have ever done in your life that were heroic. Do this, it's essentially congratulating yourself or patting yourself on the back for the things that you've done without it slipping into egotism and pride. Okay, and we also want to bring in a deeper awareness of all of the times you've done things heroically, but you've done them heroically in order to cast yourself in the victim role or to um, make others like you because you sacrificed or anything of that sort. I want to bring in a deeper awareness of the ways you have misused heroism. Okay, beautiful. Now, everyone take a very, very deep breath and hold it for a moment and release when you're ready. Okay, beautiful. So, this is something that I think bears going a little bit deeper into, and I'll keep it brief, but I really want to help people come into a deeper awareness of the power that they have inside themselves. So it is true that you can rely on external sources of power in order to better your life. But when you rely exclusively on external sources of power, from the belief system that you have no power whatsoever yourself, that you are completely and utterly at the mercy of other beings and whether they favor you or not, then you disconnect over time from your internal power and you become powerless as a result. So I just want to bring in a deeper awareness for everyone that you are significantly more powerful than you have ever given yourself credit for. And therefore, you have significantly more potential for acts of heroism than you have ever thought possible. And it's possible for you to engage in everyday acts of heroism without depleting yourself, without putting yourself last, without sacrificing yourself in the process. Okay, beautiful. So, this is an invitation for you to take control and take action in your own day to day life. Okay, beautiful. Awesome. So, everyone take a very deep breath. Let's lock that in. And release when you're ready. Okay, so beautiful. I've got a couple people writing that they can't hear me, but that's probably on your end because I think everyone else can. So we can take a couple of callers now. So let's go first of all with Stacy. Stacy, I'm putting you in the allow to talk column. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Excellent. Yes, I can. How are you doing?
I'm good, thank you. I'm glad I caught you today.
Yeah, beautiful. So my question for you, what are you doing in your day-to-day life to help other people without depleting yourself in the process?
Yeah, it was about a year ago that I found out I was an empath and was completely just sucked dry. And since then, I've learned how to manage my own energy. So now I'm all about the positivity, and I avoid Facebook and the TV as much as possible. But when I do go to Facebook, I share positivity, different posts I find that I like, just things to bring a smile to someone's face. And then I don't, especially being locked up in the house, I can't get out to see people. So it just feels like I'm contributing a little bit to someone's smile. So,
Awesome. Thank you so much. And
yeah.
that is beautiful. What can I help you with today?
Well, I'm very new to your program. I don't know if you recognize my name or not, but I mean,
Yep.
I just started doing the course. And I guess my question is, when we're live here on this call and you're doing the energy exchange and everything, this is probably silly, but is it the same way when you just listen to it play back? I'm wondering how that works. Is it intention or I'm confused, I guess.
Yeah, so I think that's a really good question. And I'm actually glad you're asking it because this brings me back to the theme of the passiveness that some people have. So my attitude is that nothing happens in your life unless you take action to make it happen.
Right,
So I usually say, especially in Lightbridge Foundations and other courses where I actually teach the technique, that an attunement isn't just you laying on the operating table and being knocked out the way it would be in a Western operation. You know, in
right,
Western medicine, if somebody has an operation, they're absolutely 100% passive. In fact, they get anesthetized, they get knocked out, and then
right,
after the operation is done, they're told your job is to lay in bed and rest for the next month and not do anything. That's how you heal. But in Lightbridge and in other healing systems, it's the exact opposite. It's never the case that you sit back and just allow the energy to flow in and then boom, your life has changed. So it's about you taking an active role in participating with and observing and experiencing the energy that's available to you in the different attunements and energy sessions that you're listening to. I think that's really important.
okay.
Does that help at all? Does that
Well,
answer?
yeah, and I absolutely agree with you. You get out of it what you put into it. You can't just sit there and say, "Okay, I want to be this and I want to do that." No, no, you have to put the work in. You have to put the healing in, and
Yeah,
that's where I've been for the past year. So, thank you so much for
beautiful.
answering that.
So I'm sensing a little bit of something I want to clear for everyone. Anywhere and everywhere you've decided that that is hard work, I want you to clear that belief away. So it's not necessarily hard, arduous, difficult work in order to absorb the energy. So yeah, beautiful. Let's just allow that to settle in. And anywhere and everywhere you've decided that force must be strenuous in order to be effective, let's get the truth about that and clear it away as well. Because ultimately, the most important tool that you have available to you is simply your self awareness. If you can be aware of when you're beginning to slide into a negative state of mind, then you can take action to correct it before it becomes a big snowball that's cascading out of control. And if you can be aware of what your triggers are, if you can be aware of what it is that pushed you into a negative state of mind, you can do something to handle those triggers in a new way and eventually get rid of them altogether. One way to handle a trigger is to simply avoid it, such as don't go on Facebook if it triggers you, and that's a beautiful thing you're doing. Another way is to just neutralize it, and it takes a little more work, but it's still not arduous, difficult work. So
Right.
thank you so much for
Well,
asking your
thank you.
question.
Thank you for answering.
Oh, beautiful. You are welcome. Okay, and now I'm going to go to a telephone number ending in 0447.
Hi, Patrick. It's Wilma. How are you?
Wilma, hi, how are you doing?
Awesome.
And what can I help you? Oh, you're first of all, what are you doing to help others?
The only thing I'm doing, because I was thinking about this question when you answered it, the only thing I'm doing is the same thing that I always do, only maybe amplify it a bit more. And that when I have to go out for groceries or I have to go somewhere where I'm dealing with an essential worker, I make sure that I have a big smile on my face and I put positive energy, and it seems to make a difference from turning them from the initial reaction from being just one of, oh my God, I'm here, to, oh, someone's actually talking to me and talking nice to me,
Yeah.
which makes no sense. But that, like I say, I always try to do that anyway. So
Beautiful. Excellent. So awesome. And it's so good that you are in this space of making your positive energy contagious for other people and giving them the opportunity to share in it with you. So awesome. Beautiful. What can I help you with today?
So what you can help me with today, and especially since it's Mother's Day, my daughter is doing her PhD overseas, so she's literally trapped there and can't even come home because of, the international travel and whatnot
Hmm.
being shut down. So I, of course, am very aware of her being alone on the other side of the world and coping with whatever. So, but I didn't realize until today, she seems to be more worried about me than I am about her. And she's an
Yeah.
only child, so I don't know. Like when I texted her this morning, I said I'm waiting from like her aunt, my sister, to
Yeah.
pick me up and go for groceries. And she texted me back saying, please wear a mask and whatever, and please be careful and please whatever. And
Yeah.
so
So
since I'm on a call with you, I thought I'm going to ask Patrick to do something if it's
yeah, so
possible to.
let's do something with that. So I
Wonderful.
this is for everyone on the group, and this is especially relevant because it's Mother's Day. Um, it's perfectly normal and natural for people to worry about the well-being of others, especially in times of crisis. But one of the things that happens, especially with mothers and children towards their parents, is we sometimes confuse love and worry. And love and worry are two completely different energies. So I just want to clarify for your subconscious mind the distinction, the difference on an energetic level between love and worry. Because quite often people say things like, I worry because I love you so much. And that's really a confusion of those two different energies. So when you're actively engaged in the energy of worrying about another person, especially when you have no real evidence about what's going on in their life, you're just worried about what's going on with them. The energy of that is, this is the energy of what can go wrong. It's often the energy of the worst possible case or the worst scenario. So when you're worrying about other people, the point of focus in your mind is on anything and everything that can go wrong. What's the worst thing that can go wrong? And oh my God, there's nothing I can do from here to help them. So it's a energy of helplessness. So on the one hand, it's normal and natural to have a sense of worry. That means that you're compassionate and you care. But when you get stuck in worry and it becomes like explosive worry, then you're really broadcasting an energy of anything and everything can go wrong and it probably will. Whereas love, on the other hand, is the energy of what can go right, of what are all the joyous possibilities that are available to you. So when you think about the energetic impact of love and worry, they're actually radically different from each other, even though when you're feeling them, they might feel like they're the same thing. So for everyone who's on the call right now, let's bring in a deeper understanding of the difference between love and worry as it's understood and experienced by your higher self. Okay, and then this is the real kicker. This is where the power is. How to and what it feels like to respond appropriately when you're in the energy of worry, and to infuse the energy of worry with the energy of love. So you don't get stuck in the fear of what can go wrong. That fear is balanced by an understanding of everything that can go right.
Wow.
Beautiful. Everyone take a really
Wow.
deep breath and hold it for a moment. And release when you're ready. Okay,
That was a real
beautiful.
eye opener. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. I'm going to put you back on mute again, and then we are going to go to, looks like Miriam. Hi, you're unmuted.
Hello, it's me.
Yes, it is. Hi.
Oh, wonderful. I'm in Argentina, and this is my first participation. I've been listening to your podcasts in some shows, so I like the way
Wonderful.
you approach everything. So
Thank you.
for
So,
your yes, for your
thank you.
question, how do I help other people? I pray every day. I have a circle of prayers for in the US. I'm actually in Argentina, so we have people in Brazil, etc. So we pray, just pray, and put our intentions of solutions for everybody that is suffering at this particular time.
Beautiful. Excellent. And do you mind if I talk a little bit about that for a moment before I get to your question?
Sure.
Yes. So those of you who have taken my manifestation mastery little course, which I'll be redoing this year, and those of you who have heard me talk about manifestation in the past, know that manifestation is a form of prayer, and that prayer is a form of manifestation. And whenever you're trying to get into the energy of manifesting something that you desire to have in the world or for yourself, it's always more powerful to be in the energy of what you desire, what the qualities are of what you desire, rather than the painful situation you want to escape. So for me, and there might be differing opinions on this, but when we pray for other people, we're praying for their vibrant health and well-being, as opposed to praying that this misery will end. There's a lot more power in praying for vibrant health and well-being than there is in praying for the end of misery, because when you're focused on the misery, it's the energy of the misery that gets infused into whatever it is you broadcast. And that's just a basic tenet of manifestation. So thank you so much for allowing me to add that. What can I help you with today?
Yeah, I mean, I have a broad question regarding the energy management. How how will be ourselves kind of working on staying in a high vibration,
Mm-hmm.
and at the same time kind of cleaning energy vampires or
Mm-hmm.
psychic attacks and these
Yeah.
kind of things.
Okay. So that's a really super broad question. But what I
Yes.
want to bring in for everyone is two things. Number one, that if your if your attitude and orientation is that high vibrational state is something that you need to achieve and climb up to every day, and that like your normal natural state is in commiseration with other people, and it's kind of in the pain and misery of the world, and somehow you have to climb into your high vibrational state, I want to bring in the opportunity and the option of you naturally being in your high vibrational state when you wake up in the morning. Occasionally, something will happen to knock you out of your high vibrational state. But when that happens, you recover quickly because that is your natural set point. Now, as for energy vampires and other beings like that, what makes people attracted to energy vampires is their low vibrational energy state. So if you are automatically, naturally in your constant state in high vibration, those energy vampires, they lose interest in you because you're not a viable source of food for them, and they move on to somebody else or something else. So for everyone, we're going to do this little attunement to shift your thermostat, to shift your natural, normal vibrational set point into a higher state. And what happens when you do that is those beings that are opportunistic, they no longer even notice you after a while because you are not what they're looking for. So everyone, just through our connection here, we're going to bring in an awareness of what your normal, natural vibrational state is as it is right now. And then we're going to ask your higher self to help shift that upward into a higher vibrational rate as your natural, normal set point, the energy that you're in when you wake up in the morning. Beautiful. And when you are in your natural high vibrational state, because it's your nature, because it's who you are, because it's built into your subconscious mind and you radiate it at all times automatically, it's normal and natural for human beings to have bad days. It's normal and natural for people to get angry or to have moments of shame or moments of outrage. But those are anomalies. They're not the normal natural state. And when you do become angry or shameful or feel a twinge of hatred, even, you can very quickly recover and go back to your normal high vibrational state. Beautiful. And I also want to clear away the belief system that you must always be in that high vibrational state. And if you ever get angry or you ever have contempt or something like that, it's evidence that you're not spiritual. That is called spiritual bypassing. It is a really strong blockage to spiritual growth. So let's clear that away. And that's the feeling that it's somehow wrong to ever have natural human emotions. Okay, beautiful. Everyone take a very deep breath and hold it for a moment. And release when you're ready. Miriam, thank you.
Wow,
Yeah.
beautiful.
Okay, we're going to let that settle in. I'm going to put you back on mute again. And then we're going to go to a telephone number. It looks like it's ending in 2378.
Hi. Hey
Hi.
there. Destiny. Hi,
Destiny,
Patrick.
hi, how are you doing?
I'm all right. Actually, a lot's been coming up to where I'm starting to realize my core wounds. And I believe one of them, and this is going to be difficult,
Okay.
I think I'm addicted. Go ahead.
Before you tell me your core wound, what are you doing to help other people?
Oh. Well, today I'm actually calling all the women in my life to see how they're doing and wish them happy Mother's Day if they're a mother, or to just check on them because I feel like I haven't really had a chance to connect with a lot of my
Awesome.
friends that we're so busy, you know.
Awesome. Okay,
So I'm
beautiful. Thank you.
connecting.
So the core wound that you were talking about.
Uh, this main one is the one that I've seen through many different past lives, and it's giving my power away.
Okay,
Either
so
giving up or giving it away.
okay, so I want to bring in a deeper awareness here before we look at that, because that is not a wound. That is the consequence of a wound that you experienced. So that is the outward manifestation of a deeper wound. When you give your power away, it's usually because something happened at some point where somebody punished you for having power. and they took it away from you, or they squelched it in some way. They punished you for being
Yeah.
powerful or different. So
Yes, you're very right. But I
all of
didn't want to
us,
go into all of that.
yeah, and there are a million different ways people give their power away. So that's like super broad. I wrote an entire book about it. So giving your power away can be an addiction to Facebook, and you give your power away to posts that make you upset. Giving your power away can be allowing other people to tell you what to think and believe, and to
What is
allow
the
other,
name of your book?
what's
What is
called
your book? Because I'm.
brain cells. Here we go. Brain cells. Whoops, where'd it go?
Mhm.
Brain cells, escape your mental prisons.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
um, so, um, so there are lots of ways we give our power away. And for you, what I'm sensing is a really strong, like, a set of events that happened over and over and over again, in which
Yeah.
you were punished for being yourself. You were punished for being different. You were punished for having your own voice. And other people who were threatened by you having powers that they thought they didn't have themselves attacked you, squelched your voice, maybe even cut out your tongue or something like that, and took your power from you. So we want to just do a healing of any and all traumas wherever they happened in any lifetime. Anywhere and everywhere, somebody took your power from you by force. And we're going to clear away any and all reasons for holding on to the memory of that trauma. Anywhere where that trauma has, you felt like you need to hold on to it in order to protect yourself or because it serves you. But for you, the deepest part of it is that you feel that that trauma defines you as a being. So I want to bring in a deeper awareness of who you are, completely distinct and separate from that trauma, and who you are without the energy of that trauma guiding your life. We also want to clear away all the fear that if you step into your power, somebody with more power will come along and crush you.
Oh, my God.
Clear that away. And this can play itself out in minor ways, surrounding yourself with friends who tell you what to think and believe. It can be in significant ways, such as marrying somebody who doesn't want you to speak your truth. Beautiful. So we're just going to continue to allow that trauma or any other trauma similar to it that somebody else might have in this call. Wash it away. And because the heart of your trauma is in the identity level, it's that feeling that this lack of power defines you as a being, and that you simply have no idea who you are without that trauma. That's where the bulk of the healing is going right now.
Oh. Oh.
Beautiful. Now take a deep breath and hold it for a moment. And release when you're ready.
Wow, Patrick. Whoa. Thank you so much.
So
that's like a life changer.
Yeah, and it will continue to settle in over the course of the next several days. It will probably, the deepest healing will happen tonight as you're sleeping. And in a sense, when you go to sleep after a significant energetic change, it's like rebooting your computer system. So it can help kind of lock in after that. So thank you. Thank you so much for
Thank
sharing.
you.
Okay, going to put you back on mute. And then we are going to go to another telephone call in that's 6026.
Hello, Patrick.
Hi,
This is
hi.
Elizabeth.
Elizabeth,
How
hi.
are you?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
First, thank you. First of all, I want to say thank you so much for all the good help that you do for all of us and for the
Thank you.
humanity.
Thank you
I
so much
really
for
appreciate it.
that. So that's this. just my act of heroism, if you want to call it that. What are you doing to help other people?
We appreciate that. What I do, I think of them and I call, and I appreciate for all the help that they do, no matter what. And however I can, it can be from like giving a flower, or if I can help or anything.
Yeah, so it sounds like
And
just uplifting other people, helping raise other people's spirits.
yes,
That's wonderful.
and encouraging them. Well, as a life coach, just encouragement and giving good energy,
Yeah.
especially to those who help me. I don't forget, and I always send them the good energy if they are not, if they are far or.
Beautiful. So, what can I help you with today?
Yeah. Well, mainly I wanted to say thank you. Now,
awesome.
well, if you have time, I can say if there are people not waiting, I'm okay.
Sure.
Should
Maybe if there's time, no, please, let's work on, I feel like it'd be good for the group.
Okay. Okay, thank you so much, Patrick, for all the good help. I love you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. And did you want to work on something?
I just wanted to work maybe on boldness. To be bold and
Okay,
not
there
to
we go.
have,
See, this is like your little workshop on boldness right now because you were so hesitant to ask. Okay, so for everyone, let's do a light bridge attunement for being brave in the sense of being bold and asking for what you want. If you know that there's something available to you, but you're too shy to ask for it, you will never get it because it's unlikely people will notice.
Boldness as far as not to feel guilty. Like a lot of times,
Yeah, let's clear
people
that
when
yeah. Okay, so what you're referring to, it feels like the guilt that goes along with asking for something that maybe somebody else needs more than you?
No, it is like people who executed me, people who put me down. I always felt guilty. I thought maybe I did something wrong.
Okay.
But it is not. And I took their guilt on me. So I don't want to have anybody's guilt on me.
Okay,
and I want to be bold.
So let's do a light bridge attunement for boldness as you define it. Whatever boldness means for you individually, whether it's boldness in asking for things that you're scared to ask for, or boldness to stand up for yourself when somebody else is putting you down, or however it manifests itself for you. We're going to do a light bridge attunement. We're connecting with your higher self to bring out the template of boldness so you can experience it, understand it, and enjoy it in the same way that your higher self does. So say yes for that.
Yes.
Beautiful. And what blocks you from being bold, for standing up for yourself, asking for what you want, or telling other people they're wrong when they're putting you down, is the fear. So we're going to clear that fear away. And if there's guilt involved as well, let's clear that away. Beautiful. And boldness is not the same thing as being aggressive and obnoxious. So if you feel that you're not allowed to be bold because it would mean you're aggressive and obnoxious, let's clear that away. Bring in a deeper awareness of how to and what it feels like to live your life boldly without apologizing. Beautiful. How to be bold without apologizing for you shining your light.
Yes.
Beautiful. Everyone take a very deep breath and hold it for a moment. and release when you're ready. Wow, thank you.
God
So,
bless
wow.
you with all good.
Thank you. Oh my
Thank
gosh, we've got so many hands raised. I haven't even looked at the Q&A yet. So I'm going to put you back on mute again.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. And I'm going to unmute. It looks like, and forgive me if I mispronounce your name, Veshna. I've never been quite sure how to pronounce that. Okay, and Veshna, the system wants to pull you up on the screen. So I don't know why it's doing that, but it's kind of it's launching you up here as a participant. Okay, are you there?
Hello.
Hello, hi.
You did the same thing last time I was on.
Yeah, it's something about the way you connect that it
No,
doesn't
it's
let me
just
just
on the
simply
Zoom.
unmute. It's good.
It's just on the Zoom.
Hmm. So how are you
Yeah.
being heroic?
I don't know if I'm calling it heroic, but I'm just doing my job. I work and am working every day with mentally challenged elderly people,
Mm-hmm.
and they bring joy to my life, and I'm trying to bring joy to their life.
Beautiful. That's an awesome way, just going about doing your job, living your life without um, hurting other people. That's a beautiful act of heroism. And what can I help you with today?
Well, um, I don't know how to formulate it, but when you started the call, you were talking about this martyrdom and sacrificing, and I have experienced in my life years where I had to take myself out of the equation of life if I'm to take care of some family members in my
Mm-hmm.
life.
Yeah.
And I will do it again, and it has changed me and my life. And now I am only me myself, and I am building the new life, good life for me now.
Okay, so what's
But
the
there are
heart of the thing you want to work on?
there is a residue of those years in me that still make some calls for me if I'm
Okay,
I
I'm
want to
not.
be free. I want to be free
Okay,
of this.
beautiful.
Yeah, if
Okay,
it
so
makes sense.
I'm not 100% clear on what the goal is, but let's dive in anyway. And I want to do
Yeah.
this in a way that's a benefit for everybody.
Yes.
So first of all, let's clear away any and all energetic tendencies that you have or you've had in the past or that any of the other callers have to feel like you must put your life on hold in order to serve somebody else. Now, it's wonderful, it's really beautiful to help somebody else out in need and even to slow down your life in order to help somebody else who needs you. That's a very beautiful thing to do. What I want to clear away is the sense of self-sacrifice and duty, the feeling that if you don't do everything in your power to help that other person, then their suffering is now your fault. So let's clear that away. Because a lot of us lock ourselves into lifetimes of servitude because we feel guilty if we don't. And that's not the proper motivation for helping other people. The motivation should be because you really want to help that person have a easier life, not because you feel guilty if you don't. So subtle shift here for everyone. And then what I'm feeling in you is a sense that you've wasted time in your life. You've lost years. You've lost opportunities. And there's mourning about the opportunities that you've
Yes.
lost. And the feeling is that it's too late, that you're never going to have opportunities like that ever again. You've blown it for somebody else. So let's clear that belief system away right now and recognize it's never too late for you to have excitement and adventure in your life. It's never too late for you to embrace new opportunities and to learn new things. And that any time that you've spent helping other people has never been wasted. It was just used in a way that doesn't really serve you now, but it's time to move on.
Mm.
Oh, wow. Wow, this one's making me very hot. I feel like I stepped
I
into a
am hot.
steam room all of a sudden. Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, beautiful. Everyone take a deep breath and hold it for a moment. And release when you're ready. Okay, beautiful. Well, thank you so much. Thank you. I'm going to put
Thank
you
you.
back on mute again. And then looks like I'm going to do maybe 4 or 5 more here. Let's go to Maria. Hi, Maria. Maria? So Maria, you're probably muted on your end. Let me try to unmute you again. And it's not unmuting. So
Yes, yes.
okay, beautiful. It could be
Now, can
that
you hear
I'm
me?
trying to unmute you and you're trying to unmute yourself and we're canceling
Yes,
each other
yes.
out.
So can you hear me now?
Yes, I can.
Oh my God, it's wonderful to see you. I'm so
Thank
happy.
you.
Yes, so finally I was able to get on your call because I forget every Sunday. And thank you so much. It almost felt like every single person has asked what I wanted to ask.
Yeah, but before we get to that, what are you doing to be heroic with other
Yeah,
people?
exactly. Not really, because I've never had this break, this COVID break. And I must say that I'm very jealous when I see everybody gets a break and they stay at home. So I'm just working
Yeah.
as normal. But what am I doing? Yes, like the lady that mentioned the first call. Every time I go to the supermarket or I'm working, because I have to work.
Hmm.
I'm very cheerful. And I'm very respectful of people that are afraid of this virus because I refuse to use the mask. But I'm respectful, and I'm like,
Yes.
do you want me to go away? Stuff like that.
Yeah. Okay. So you're saying you refuse to wear a mask?
Yes, yes,
Okay.
because I
So
don't believe in this whole
please,
thing.
yeah. So please recognize that you might not be spreading as much cheer as you think you are, but just be aware that other people might respond to you differently than you expect if you're not wearing a mask.
Yeah,
But
exactly,
anyway,
and
I don't want
that's
to get
why
into a political debate about what's right and what's wrong
no,
on a
I'm
technical
respectful.
level.
I asked them, do you want me to walk away? Do you want me to put the mask? I asked them.
Okay. Okay, that's different than I refuse to wear a mask.
Yes, I
So,
don't wear it all the time.
okay.
I'm not wearing it
Okay.
all the time.
So what can I help you with, Maria?
Yes, today's Mother's Day, and I exactly the whole day I've been feeling exactly what the other person said. I feel like it's too late. I've missed
Yeah.
opportunities, and my mother is so far away, and all my friends that are mothers have just disappeared from my life, and so there's like
Yeah.
a lot of emotions there.
Yeah. So let's reinforce what I just did with that feeling that it's too late. And let's clear away for you and for everyone else the sense of mourning and grief that you might feel for lost opportunities in the past.
Yes.
And I know this feeling very well because my life has taken a lot of twists and turns. And if I look back, I can see opportunities that were available to me that I didn't take advantage of. And now I kind of regret it. I want to clear away the sense of regret, the sense of mourning, the sense of just grief about having missed out on opportunities, and recognize that there are still opportunities available to you. All you have to do is expand your awareness to see them, and also clear away all of the belief systems that tell you that the answer is no before you've even looked into the doorway. All of this, it's too late for me. all of the yes, but energy. I'd like to do that, but here's 5 reasons why I can't. Just clear all of that away right now. All of the regrets. Beautiful. All of the self-blame about having not organized your life the way you would have liked. Beautiful. Now take a deep breath and hold it for a moment. And release when you're ready.
Thank you so much, Patrick.
Thank you. Going to put you back on mute, and then we're going to go to Kathleen. Hi, Kathleen.
Hi, Patrick. Can you hear me?
I can, yeah. What can I help you with?
Awesome. Well, first, you want me to say the good thing I'm doing?
Absolutely.
I've been able to stay neutral and compassionate and accepting with friends when they're reaching the low point. You know, they're feeling like depression, anger, irritation, and I'm able to just be in that compassionate, accepting place. And that I've noticed they shift really quickly, even though I'm not trying to shift them.
Yeah. So this is a really beautiful thing because it's normal and natural for people to feel inconvenienced and to feel irritated. And for you to kind of be with them in their energy, but not participate in the energy, to be
Yes.
with them, to uplift them without commiserating in their pain, it allows them to feel the pain. It allows them to not feel like they're wrong for feeling that way, and it gives them the opportunity to rise up out of it. So that's awesome. So just for everyone, I just want to bring in a deeper awareness of when you actually slip into the energy of commiseration. So when you commiserate with your friends, commiserate literally means to join them in their misery. It has the word misery right there in the word, commiserate. So when you connect with people through misery, you actually take the energetic signature of the environment and you reduce it to the lowest common denominator so that you join somebody else in their pain. And that doesn't help anyone, it just spreads the pain around. So when you stand in your high vibrational energy and you love and support somebody who's irritated or upset about something, you actually give them an opportunity to rise up out of their funk and join you in your high vibrational energy. So it's not commiserating, it's conjoying, I guess. So thank you so much for that.
Oh, you're welcome. It's been really miraculous.
Yeah.
And what I was hoping you could help me with today is my next door neighbors that I had all those challenges with are gone now,
Mm-hmm.
and relatives are cleaning out the house, probably presumably to put it on the market.
Mm-hmm.
So I can see there's some remaining bitterness in me because I've
Yeah,
had to
we've
push
got to let
everything
that go.
down. I know and I've had to bite my tongue for years, right?
Yeah.
And now
So,
I would
so
love to manifest.
before you get into that, just one thing really quickly, just recognize that if you're in the energy of bitterness about the relationship with the previous neighbors, you're
Right.
actually programming the new neighbors to have that same bitter quality. So you just
Well,
need to get rid of it. You need to
okay.
get rid of it. Because it will follow you for the rest of your life. So we need to clear away that sense um, of that somehow whenever you have next door neighbors, there's a problem, and it just magically emerges out of nowhere. Okay, so I'll do that as I work on what you want to get to. Sorry for interrupting.
Oh, that's okay. Well, my goal is to manifest really kind, pleasant, healthy neighbors that have good boundaries.
Yeah. So
So
that
it's
is
connected.
the energy. Whenever you're manifesting something, you already know this from what I've said in the past. Be in the energy of what the qualities are that you are looking for,
Okay.
not the, oh my God, I hope they're not like the last ones who did this, that, and the other thing. I hope they're not disrespectful. I hope they're not horrible. I hope they're not nosy. I hope they're not litigious and
Right.
all the rest of it. So when you're in the energy of what would you prefer to have instead, stay in the energy of what your desires are, not how it contrasts with what the last neighbors were like. Because when
Okay.
you're in that energy of these are the 50 things I hated about those last people, that's what you program into the new neighbors. So that's what I was saying before about the bitterness. Does that make sense?
It does. Yeah, I can see it's a little bit tricky because I see this as a great opportunity, but I see a little bit of fear in me about the, oh no, like it's underlying fear, right? So, but it's an opportunity. I can
Yeah.
do it.
Yeah. So this is true for everything in life. We do live in a world of of con contrast. I can't find the word. We live in a world of contrast, and it really is true that the painful and annoying and negative things help you recognize and appreciate the joyful things. And if you only ever had positive things happen to you, you would take them for granted after a while. So it is true that in our three-dimensional reality, that contrast gives us perspective, but unfortunately, just because of the way the human brain is wired, we tend to focus on that contrast rather than what we desire instead. And and therefore we just kind of naturally gravitate towards the neighbors, or we attract neighbors who have the characteristics that we don't want. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. And now we're going to unmute. It looks like Devrani. Hi.
Hi, hello.
Hi. What can I help you with today?
Yes,
Oh,
first of
nope.
all,
Sorry. What are you
yeah,
doing to help others?
yes. Well, I keep in touch with my friends who live alone. I've got quite a few friends who are living on their own, so I do keep in touch with them by texting them, giving them a phone call, and just to have a chat to see how they are.
Awesome. That's beautiful. And then what can I help you with today?
Yes. How can I connect to my inner child and not be resistant to healing?
Yeah. Yeah. So this opens up like a really broad discussion. So we all have dimensions of our personality that are fragmented off and pushed aside for whatever reason. So you have your core egoic persona, which is who you are, who you perceive yourself to be in your personality right now. If you have an inner child that's cordoned off and separated in a personality fragment, what creates the fragment is some sort of painful experience. Otherwise, your inner child would be completely integrated into your core persona. So the way you reconnect with your inner child is to heal whatever the trauma was that caused it to be split off in the first place. So for everyone on the call, if you are disconnected from your inner child, if it is split off as a personality fragment for whatever reason, let's do a healing of the traumatic experience or sequence of events that caused you to come disconnected from your inner child. Okay. So we're going back to the very first time in this lifetime where you had a traumatic experience that was so painful for you in your child state that you ended up having to splinter off your inner child and push it aside and force yourself to be this new adult persona. So, whatever that trauma is, whether it's loss of innocence through sexual abuse, or whether it's being criticized and ridiculed for being childish, or having a really difficult family situation where you had to be the adult at age 6 or 7 when you weren't ready for it. Whatever the case, let's send healing energy into that trauma and bring in a deep recognition that the energy of that trauma does not define you now, and you no longer need to hold on to it. And therefore, it is safe for you to reconnect and draw your inner child back into your core persona now. Okay, beautiful. Everyone take a very, very deep breath and hold it for a moment. And release when you're ready. Okay, now of course, inner child work could be an entire course all by itself or a sequence of um, sessions like this. So that was really accelerated, but hopefully beneficial for everyone. How do you feel?
Yeah, fine. Thank you very much.
Okay,
Really nice. Thank you.
awesome. Okay,
Thank you.
thank you. I'm going to put you back on mute. And then I'm going to take two more callers and then as we've been going for more than an hour now, take two more callers. I'm going to take a quick peek at the Q&A and then we're going to close things off with a little energy process. So I am going to go back to the phones and we're going to go to 1577. Hello. I can hear you in the background. So for some reason, you're still muted. I've unmuted you, but you're still muted on your end. Okay, well, let's move on to Tanya. So Tanya, I'm unmuting you.
Huh?
Hi.
Hi.
Hi. So what are you doing to help other people?
Okay, so this is Tanya. I'm sorry, I thought I heard another voice. Hi.
Hi.
I think I've always been very conscious of people and how they feel and just kind of putting myself out there. But most recently, this is very new to me. I'm a pretty reserved person. I don't tell my story until I've figured it out.
Mm-hmm.
And recently, I have been diving deep into myself and I've been sharing my story as I go through it. And I've been told by people that I'm sharing it with that I have really helped them go forward in their life. So it's kind of exciting,
Beautiful.
not even recognizing I was doing it, and it feels good.
That's awesome. Let's celebrate that. That's beautiful. And then what can I help you with today?
So I am new to really listening to my higher self, I guess, and that instinct of, what my next step is. And I've been doing really well, not questioning it, just moving forward, and things have been flowing beautifully. Of course, now things are getting a little bit bigger, and, the fear, the doubt comes in, and I'm able to let go of it. But I think maybe just figuring out how to just really let that flow when it is a little bit more of a challenge.
Okay, so I feel like disconnected in some way. So if you were to like compress this into a single word, what would your desire be right now?
Moving forward.
Moving forward with grace and ease. Moving forward with.
Yes.
So everybody, let's just bring in a deeper, wow, how are we going to do this? Let's do a light bridge attunement for stepping forward with your life with grace and ease. A deeper awareness that as you step forward with your life and take action in your life, that things actually become easier rather than less difficult. I think the biggest thing now that I'm getting a view of it is there is a layer of resistance that you feel you must walk through before you can get momentum as you're moving forward with your life. So once things are flowing, then it feels like it's easy to move forward, but you find yourself in situations where there is this wall of resistance that's very gummy and thick, and you have to walk through it, force yourself through it very slowly, and then poof, once you're through it, then you can have the momentum. Let's clear away the wall of resistance for everyone. Beautiful. And that resistance is usually just emotional energy, emotional baggage, the feeling of, I don't want to do this. This is too much work. There's no point in doing this. It's not worth the effort. It's not going to pay off in the end. It's all going to come crashing down later anyway. So What's the point in wasting my energy now? Anything like that. Let's push it away. That's all the resistance that you have to taking the first step, even though you know from experience that if you can take the first step, the second, and the third, boom, you're through the resistance, you have the momentum, and you move forward. Beautiful. Everyone take a deep breath and hold it for a moment. And release. Okay, was that helpful?
Yes, very. Thank you so much for that.
Beautiful. Okay, so I will actually, I'm going to try to take two more because I want to give 1577 another chance. So I'm unmuting you again. Can you hear me?
Is it me?
Yes,
I
it
don't
is.
know.
Yes, it is you.
This is Sarla from Sydney. Hello,
Hi.
darling Patrick. How are you?
It's wonderful to hear you. Yeah, thank you.
Yes.
And it's early in the morning there, so thank you so much.
Yeah. So
Um,
what I am doing, heroic thing, just staying inside. My younger brother from India is here. Also, I'm 75. He's 70. So mostly staying there, lockdown, little bit easing now. And praying. I pray for a whole world to spiritual growth and well-being. That
Beautiful.
is my heroic thing you can call.
Yeah, and like I said, everyday acts of heroism, they don't need to be grand. They don't need to require martyrdom. Simply staying out of the way, staying locked down at home, that is an act of heroism. So beautiful. And then what can I help you with today?
Yes, actually, there are many things you covered. I don't know where it belongs. Um, I was born in domestic violence situation. My family, I grew up. Childhood
So
sexual abuse happened.
let me stop you there. So just everyone who's been on my calls in the past, they know that the story, the long, like the whole list of sequence of events.
Doesn't have to say. Yes.
Let's get directly to what you want to work on.
So it is happening with my brother. We are fighting every 2 days, goes lower down. He's connecting to my shadow, my projection. I'm connected to his shadow, my projection. I'm praying and talking to how I can separate what is mine, take mine, work on, and leave his alone. It is very much happening, and it is actually stressing me out.
Yeah.
I don't know
So
how to handle
let's
it.
clear this. What I see in you is something that is very common with a lot of people in families. And I just want to rephrase it in a slightly different way. There is an energetic pattern, an energetic stance that you have when you're with him that you don't have when you're not. And for me, another way of putting that is I think about the holiday season. I have my personality, I have my tone of voice, I have my confidence and everything. The instant I step foot in the family home where I grew up and get back together with my brothers and sisters, boom, my energy shifts and I turn into who I used to be 20, 30 years ago. So that's an energetic stance. So we want to clear for everybody in the call today, whatever the trigger is that causes you to revert to an old energetic stance when you're around specific people, and make it so you can stand in your current energy as you have it today when you're with that other person. So beautiful. So let's create this for everybody. And the thing is, if you approach your brother from the energy that you know that you have rather than reverting to that old energetic stance, he's not going to like it. He's going to do everything in his power to pull you back to where he wants you to be or where he's comfortable with. Okay, there's scraping in the background. Can you? Yeah, okay. Beautiful. Okay, so I'm going to have to mute you because there's so much noise in the background. Okay, there we go. So let's just bring that in for everyone. Okay. Okay, beautiful. Okay, wonderful. Now everyone take a really deep breath and hold it for a moment. And release when you're ready. Hey, thank you. And I don't know
Thank you,
what that
Patrick.
bizarre scraping noise was. It
No,
wasn't
it
coming
is
from
must be
you.
something very psychic kind of thing. I was doing nothing. I'm
Yeah,
just
it wasn't
holding
from you.
my
And I
thing.
was looking down my list over here and nobody else was unmuted. So there was some, maybe that was your
Yes, some
brother.
other thing operating, you know.
Yeah, maybe that was your brother trying to join the internet.
Yes, it might be.
Okay. Okay, so I'm going to put you back on mute again, and I'm going to take one more caller here. We're going to go to Colette. And Colette, okay. So Colette, I've unmuted you, but you seem to be still muted on your end. Okay, well, it looks like that's not going to, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, beautiful. Excellent. Yeah.
I had to wait for the thing to pop up. Hi, Patrick. Hi, everyone.
Hi. Hey.
Yeah, I hope you can do that last process again without the crazy sound sometime.
Yeah, let's do it. So what are you doing to help others?
Okay. Yes. Oh well. Okay. So this week, lots of things, but this particular weekend, I have a lot of bicyclist people that go by, and what I do is I have a lot of wild animals like turkeys and stuff that I put seed out for. And so there's a nice display of wild animals, and the turkeys have been putting their full galore. They're all the fanning out of their the males strutting around. So
Awesome. That must be fun for the cyclists.
that's what it is. They stop, they're watching, they're looking at all this, and I'm standing in my doorway waving to them, and they're it just makes everybody happy.
Awesome.
So that's one
Awesome.
thing I wanted to share. Yeah, I'm not going to go into all the other
Beautiful.
stuff, but yeah.
Okay, what can I help you with?
And I know you don't like long stories, and I don't really like to. But let's see. What I was left with as that I was working with through talk about post Facebook before, and I like to post good funny stuff, but once in a while I'll post a video or something, and it's not about this person I'm talking about, but this person, because I don't want you to clear anybody else but me. This person decided to respond with his own reactions, his own post of another video, and which I refuse to have anything to do with. And I basically responded that I listen. This is my friend, so I just responded, says I listen to my own intuition, and I won't be gaslighted. And so, and then afterwards, I did take out some of that. So I did clear. I did some breathing work, did some clearing, but I believe there's still some residue of feeling like I wasn't heard and gaslighted.
Yeah. Okay, so let's clear that for everyone on the call.
Yeah.
So we're gonna actually do this in 3 steps. The first thing I do is I want to honor your request about just reinforcing the energy of the last thing that I did, which is disconnecting the energy of like flipping into an old energetic pattern. And I
Yeah.
feel like it's really important to do that because when somebody challenges you with a conflicting opinion, it causes you to flip into a different energetic pattern. So these are,
Yeah.
it's very similar. So building on what we did before, anything and everything that functions as a trigger that causes you to shift from one energetic pattern into a less empowering energetic pattern,
Yes.
whatever that trigger is, whether it's a family member or somebody contradicting you or feeling disrespected, let's make it so that you can stay in your current positive energy pattern rather than flipping the switch. So everyone simply allow this to happen. Okay, beautiful. So we're just going to let that soak in as we continue forward. The second thing for everybody on the call, want to do a disconnection from the mass consciousness energies of fear and blame and resentment and contempt that are highlighted right now. Because if you are influenced by the mass consciousness energy of fear, it can taint your intuitive awareness. So you might intuitively think that something is true when it's actually just a fear-based response because you're floating in the mass consciousness of fear energy. And there are countless videos out there that are being shared all over the place that are designed to divide, create contempt, and fear. So if we disconnect you from that fear, then your intuition will shine. And
Thank
this
you.
isn't just you, it's everyone on the call. Okay, beautiful. And then the third thing, which I think is really important for people who use social media, when somebody disagrees with you and they do so in a way that feels disrespectful and even hurtful, let's make it so you can process that with more grace and ease.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful. And I need this as well because I have to tell you, this week I was triggered. Oh my gosh. So one particular video going around that infuriated me. I couldn't believe that people actually shared it.
Yep.
And I was so angry about it. And it took me a while to recover my balance. It's like, how on earth can people share something so ridiculous? But
Exactly.
then I just realized, okay, it's the mass consciousness energy of fear that's tainting people's intuitive awareness. We don't need to say what the video is. We all know what it is. So, okay, beautiful. Everyone take a really deep breath and hold it for a moment. And release when you're ready. Okay, beautiful. And what a great note to stop on. Wow.
Thank you, Patrick.
Thank you. I really appreciate that.
Yes.
Okay, beautiful. So I'm going to put you back on mute again. And now I just want to draw everyone back together again. And I want to go back to where we started at the beginning, a deeper awareness of what heroism is, what heroism means to you, a deeper awareness that it is possible for you to be heroic without sacrificing yourself in the process, a celebration of all of the people around you who are behaving in heroic ways, the ones who are sacrificing themselves, as well as the ones who are just uplifting the energy of the entire world. Beautiful. Okay, wonderful. And now everyone take a very, very deep breath and hold it for a moment to lock in everything we've done so far. And release when you're ready. Wonderful. Thank you very much. This is Patrick Prohaska from Lightbridge Academy.